300-0000. That's 300-0000.
Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Hamilton is coming. Get tickets today with Tony, Olivier, Rabbit, and Pulitzer. Get tickets at Shades.
Hey parents, here's good news for America's future. Kids ages 5 to 11 are now eligible for a COVID vaccine. Your future CEOs, artists, innovators, and more are eligible for vaccines that can help protect their future. Find vaccines near you at vaccines.gov, paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Serving Orchard Park, Lackawanna, Cheektowaga, Amherst, Buffalo.
What's up? What's up, sports world? Y'all know what it is right here. The fire starters in the building. Andre the Torch Robinson here. Power 96.5, Mix 1080, Wufo Late Night Sports. And of course, we got great sports topics to talk about tonight. Listen, bang my line. All right. That's how I always start the show. Bang my line. Y'all know what the call line is. 716-837-1112. And I'm telling you right now, I already got a caller on the line too. And he's in Tampa right now, still having a good time, sipping on the Mai Tais and mimosas by the beach water, the whole 9 yards. The coach, Mookie Hawkins, will be in the building to talk some more Buffalo Bills talk. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk Buffalo Bills talk. We're going to talk about National Letter of Intent Day. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Stephen Curry breaking the record. We'll talk about Deion Sanders. We'll give you some updates on what's going on in the sports world right now, currently in NBA and other sports entities. Nevertheless, tune in. Lock yourselves in right now. Go get your snack. Go get your favorite drink and lock in the Power 96.5, the power station right now, all right? Tune in. We on Facebook. We on YouTube. And we also right here on the power page, all right? On the power page and lock in. Let's go, let's go. DJ Ready Rob, what's good?
What's good? How you feel? The fire started in the building. I am excited. So without further ado, I'm going to let you get into it. The phone line is freaking hot and heavy already.
Listen, the phone lines is up. You already know. They banging my line early. What's good? Caller. What's going on, caller? You ain't just a caller. I know who this is. Caller, what's up? See, I already knew. See, my intellectual being told myself that Mookie Hawkins was going to call. The coach was going to call from Tampa, Florida. I don't know if he's sipping on a Mai Tai or a mimosa right now by the beach water, but nevertheless, he is in the building. Coach, what's good? What's up, man? I know you got some sports news, some sports conversation. Sports world, tune in to the number one best sports show right here. Mook, what's up?
Well, we had a good thing in high school sports. Basically, right here in the heart of the city, we had a few guys, find the national level of intent to, for these scholarships to colleges. So, big time colleges too. So, we had health science, maritime wide receiver Addison Copeland III, and Jimmy Scott from St. Francis by way of St. Joe. Signed their national letters of intent to attend the University of Pittsburgh, on a full academic scholarship. Now, Pitt, as we all know right now, they just had a Heisman candidate, Kenny Pickett, and right now they do hold the Political Award winner in Jordan Addison, and he's only a sophomore. So some good things to come, for these young men. That's heading on down the road there, down to 90, the other way. And then on the flip side of that, we had UB. We had UB. That's one of our very
And of course,
right
we got
here.
great sports topics to talk about tonight.
So these are some of the, stepping stones at the University of Buffalo. And
y'all know what to call line. There's 716-837-1112.
here in the city.
And I'm telling you right now, I already got a call
that
on the line.
opportunity to play for the home team. You know what I mean? So that's that was big. Shout out to Coach Baker. Shout out to Nick McMillan and family and everyone who partaking in his journey as well. So good day for 716, man. All in all, in reference to our guys getting the other living their kids through sports. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's good to see the community represented. They represent and going hard. Can't wait to see them at the next level. It's a lot of people who signed today. Letters of intent nationally too, as well. But I'm glad for the 716 community for sure, especially health science, man. Health science holds close and dear to us.
Well, you gotta understand health science is only this is the only fourth year having a football program. 4th year in the system, having a football program. They've made it, 3 Class B titles back to back Class B championships, and basically having the number 1 receiver in the state, let alone the top 5 prospect of the state in Addison, Copeland. So that's major. That's major, to do in such a short period of time. So that just, once again, that attests to everybody that's in that building at Maritime and, the coaches as well over at Health Science on, doing what's necessary for our kids.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely good to see a lot of effort being put into these kids, especially with the times going on right now. It's a lot of negativity surrounding the communities, but it's always good to see that bright, shining light through all of that. Through adversity, these kids are still, putting their best foot forward to do what they need to do to get to the next level. So that's always good. And, Mookie Hawkins is a phenomenal coach and helper to these kids. I know you work all year round with these kids in the community too, Mook.
You get to work in off season and, do what we do. But, nevertheless, man, this is a big day for, those schools that's being honored as such and having those guys sign big time offers, man, for big time schools right here in the heart of the city.
Definitely.
We did have a shocker. We had one of the top prospects in the country.
You talk about.
We had that guy Travis Hunter.
Yeah, 5-star Travis Hunter.
And he told Florida State, maybe next time, but right now I'm going to Jackson State. You know what I mean? So Dion, despises his own school he came from and pulled one of the the nation's best to an HBCU school. You know what I mean? So that's major because that doesn't happen. We don't have the top prospect going to of course historically black colleges and universities, man, and right now that is trending. With our African American athletes, man, that is trending in that direction. And a guy of Deion Sanders, stature to be coaching at one of these HBCUs, man, that's a draw in itself. We do have other coaches. We have Eddie George that coaches at Tennessee State. So things are getting in place. You're just going to start seeing, slowly but surely, top prospects are going to be playing at those HBCUs in the near future.
Yeah, you know what? I got a question for you. How many top college football recruits have went to HBCUs just right off the jump? How many?
Well, it's not about HBCUs. Like back then you didn't know, about these guys until, they stepped on the field, like the Jerry Rices and the Terrell Owens and the Walter Payton. You know what I mean? You didn't know they weren't highly heralded coming out of college. They wasn't 2-star athletes or 3-star athletes. I mean, they wasn't 4 or 5-star athletes. You know what I mean? So basically, they wasn't highly recruited. Let's just say that. But they went and made a name for themselves at these HBCU schools. And, they was, you can't deny great. So, that's what happens. But more or less now, the new era, they're leaning a little bit more towards learning more about, their heritage and their culture, where they come from. And, getting opportunity to play the sport on the same level. So, it's all about those guys getting their just due. And rightfully so. So, me personally, I don't understand why, it has to be 2 separate combines. You know what I'm saying? Why do I have to have 2 separate combines instead of just, allowing those schools to go and compete on the same stage as, the other schools? The Power 5 conference schools, when it comes to that stage. That's something we'll have to discuss at another day in time. But nevertheless, it's a win for, Jackson State. Nevertheless, this is a big win for the HBCU schools in its entirety. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That's what's really on the bottom line right now.
Definitely. We are talking about national letters of intent. If you just tuned in to Power 96.5, Mix 1080, you are watching Wufo Late Night Sports, listening to Wufo Late Night Sports, myself and the coach, talking about these wonderful, phenomenal athletes that have made it to the next level. Letters of intent have been signed. Jackson State, once again, got the number 1 overall top college recruit, flipped from Florida State to Jackson State. Obviously, we know Deion Sanders, the great cornerback that he was in the league, in the NFL, is coaching at HBCU, and he's getting his respect due right now by getting top prospects. There's a lot of top prospects that went in this that actually gave letters of intent today. Keon Scott was one of them who committed to Auburn. He was number 3 overall, 5-star corner. You had a 5-star edge rusher in Marvin Jones Jr. who committed to Georgia. Today you had 5-star safety. 5-star safety Kamar Wilson who committed to Florida. You got 4-star wide receivers in Shaz Preston committed to Alabama. You got a couple of Alabama letters of intent too. 4-star edge rusher Jahad Campbell also committed to Alabama as well. So Alabama, it looked like the SEC is racking up again.
Yeah, well, Alabama's always going to be Alabama. Let me tell you that. You know what I mean? Alabama is always going to be the top dog when it comes to top recruits. All right? So, I mean, nothing's going to change that. You know what I'm saying? So, Nick Saban is just, like the Bill Belichick in college football. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, I get my butt out of school.
I better get it.
Alabama's always going to have top players.
Right. Absolutely. Now, let me ask this question real quick before we move on. Do you see any flaws as far as recruitment is concerned? Is there any flaws in recruitment, in college recruitment? Do you think that there needs to be a system in place to keep the level of competition, even, or is there any flaws you see in that?
College football or just college in itself now is just something totally different because you got name and likeness now. So that enables the college athlete now to start seeking some sort of money, you know what I mean? That they can start making money on their own and won't violate things of some sort. You know what I mean? But, yeah. So, I don't know how that works. I don't think it's going to be to one with somebody with 5 of it. You know?
Okay.
I don't think that will happen.
Okay. Awesome. We also have 4-star recruit Derek Moore go to Michigan. He signed his letter of intent as well. 4-star running back Justin Williams committed to Tennessee. I'm looking at a lot of SEC. That's the reason why I asked. I'm looking at a lot of SEC. I see about 3 or 4 commits that aren't SEC. I see Michigan, a little Michigan sprinkled in here. But other than that, I see Florida, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Alabama, Auburn, Texas A&M. Okay, I do see a Miami one. Nikhil Kelly, who's a 4-star D lineman, went to Miami. Okay, he went to Miami. Zion Branch, 4-star safety, went to USC, committed to USC. Okay, interesting enough. Mookie said that they ain't gonna get out of line. The coach said they ain't gonna get out of line. He don't see nothing that's gonna hinder people from recruiting the top stars, things of that nature.
All the time in these sports, but so I don't know. I don't think there's going to be investigation of players taking illegal money or bribery to that degree, especially when it's name and likeness now. So I don't even get into all of that. But let's get into what's going on this Sunday in these Buffalo Bills.
So
that's what we needed to get into.
well, speaking of getting into the Buffalo Bills, I wanted to make sure. I think we got a clip. We got a clip from Jordan Poyer.
Well, we don't want to get into that right now. Let's just talk about Bills Panthers. Bills and Panthers are taking on this weekend. The Panthers come in with, the number 2 defense in the NFL. Now, we keep saying that the Bills defense is in the soft, but up against top-tier teams, that hasn't been the case. And I get it. I know we put too much thought into where the Bills are, where their record is. They've pretty much been in just about every game they lost, other than the Indianapolis Colts. But that's still not acceptable. All right, so they need to, get things going, because this is the first time that the Bills have back-to-back losses. And I don't know how long. You know what I mean? And that's kind of odd saying, that from the Buffalo Bills. This is a must-win. If you want to stay in the race for the division, you got to beat Carolina. And, you got to beat New England, coming up next week. So, this is a pivotal game right now. They do have the lesser schedule out of the 4 of anybody that's a playoff contender at this point. So I think it's a little bit more pressure for them to go out and take care of business against, those teams with, basically the Atlanta, Carolina, and the Jets, who are sub-500 teams. Those are must-wins for sure for the Bills, but, it's a must-win if the Bills don't want to hold on to the division. That's what's at stake in 2 weeks. The Bills don't beat New England, and obviously the Patriots will clinch the AFC East, and then that's going to open up a whole another can of worms about the Buffalo Bills. So, right now, offensively, Carolina isn't that good at all. They still have Cam Newton, and Cam Newton is dangerous on any given Sunday if everything is right. He poses a threat that way, even though Coach Rule will get the opportunity to talk to him tomorrow morning. A little bit more about how he has not only Cam Newton, but he has the other quarterback, the number 2 quarterback, split in West. And today, it was just said that Sam Darnold is going to be designated to come off IR this Sunday. So I don't know if he just smoke screening just to get the Bills a different way on how to prepare for them, or, this is actually something. We'll find out more in reference to that come tomorrow morning. And, it's just a news update on it is Wednesday, so everybody want to know what's going on with Josh Allen. And the foot ordeal, once again, you do have a sprained foot, but it's kind of a day-to-day thing. He was living it today at practice, but he did say, there's, if it's a goal, then it's a goal. You know what I mean? He was spotted Tuesday at Shades, you know what I mean, with no walking boot on regular shoes and wasn't a rough noticeably. So I think it more or less Monday was just a precaution to figure out what it actually is. And, you know, they're going to, you know, monitor that accordingly, you know, throughout the week. But, if you can't go, then, you know, Mitch Trubisky will be that guy up. So I think that with the right scheme, the Bills will win, you know what I mean, with Mitch Trubisky. I say that the 85% the Bills still will win the game with Mitch Trubisky at quarterback. If it's to the point you want to rest Josh for the big game next week versus New England, that's probably what would take place. But we'll never know. We'll find out as the week progresses in reference to that. But yeah, we did get an opportunity to talk to Jordan in reference to the season that he's playing. You know, I mean, nobody's talking about the season that he's playing. I think that I caught him off guard when asking the question. You know, I spoke to Coach Frazier about him. I spoke to Coach McCarron about him, but I haven't really had the opportunity to ask him. And, you know, it kind of caught him off guard in reference to answering the question, but he regrouped and answered pretty thorough. And, you know, I had to spend on how these guys rebound after back-to-back losses. So, you know, great. We can play right now.
3 years now, but what is really attributing to the season that you're having this year? I just want to keep getting better. It's a weird question to ask, man. I love this game. I love what this game has given me in my life. I just want to continue to get back to the game. And it's given me so much. I love my teammates, love my team. I just want to go out there each day and really try to play my best. I don't necessarily, I won't ever look at the he said, she said type stuff. I understand who I am as a player. I understand who I am as a person. I think that understanding that's who I am as a player and person has definitely helped me, especially at this stage of my career. I'm 30 years old. I'm not getting younger. I was playing a lot of football. Honestly, I got great teammates in my hood. All my teammates are great teammates, but great guys like Michael Bell pushed me to become the best version, best player that I can be. I like to think he was saying both of us push each other. Should be extremely hard. It's the best out of us. Absolutely, man. But you've been doing that, man, for 3 years. Since you've been in the building, over 3 years since you've been here. It's good to see that you finally being recognized, for that work. But, here it is, man. Back-to-back losses. I can't recall when the last time that has happened. So how do you get back on task to get back to stacking W's with 4 games left in the season? Just continue to work, man. Just continue to work. That's really all you can do. Obviously, nobody wants back-to-back losses. I can't remember the last time we had one, but we got the right guys in the locker room to continue to work. And like I said, we got to use that momentum from last week. And understand, we are a small team. We really come out and show that. Like we did in practice today, and we just got to continue to stay positive and continue to work. That's really it. Hone down on the details. Be ready to play. Good luck this week. Next week.
All right, that was my little word for you there. Just giving us a quick rundown on what the Bills are mentally. Coming off back-to-back losses. I think they'll be all right. I think they bounce back. But we want to see that aggressive attitude that we saw the last 2 quarters here in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They definitely got to be aggressive this week. Hopefully they run the ball more on offense, more balanced attack on the offensive end. Hopefully the offensive linemen will be dialed in because, Carolina's front four is pretty good, pretty stout. And I hope the defense definitely gets more aggressive as far as dialing up the blitzes, things of that nature. I hope Tremont Edmonds, I hope this week that in practice he is doing drills on being able to cover tight ends and things of that nature. I hope they doing that with him because that's something that's super important. I mean, Matt Milano's good at it, but
just match up and play aggressive. I don't know how hard it is to do that. Just match up and play aggressive. I think they did that against Tampa Bay, the defending Super Bowl champion. They did that. I mean, Gronk was basically, he was kind of instinctive out there. Normally, he was Gronk, making plays out there, but. That second half, the Bills shut all that stuff. They blocked up, they played man, and they was able to, kind of find a way to do that in the second half of a ball game. You're only doing it because you're down. You know what I mean? So I don't understand the message, at this point. Football is a violent sport, so you must play aggressive on all phases. So hopefully they can start the game the way they ended the rest of the season and be all right. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, man, make sure you keep the lock. You tuned into Late Night Sports with Untitled Chapter. We got my man DJ Red Rock for 1 and 2. And I am Coach. So keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. You tuned into the legendary Wufo 1080 AM on our 615.
shout out everybody that's tuned in right now.
Franklin Crocker on the Franklin Crocker Show will provide listeners the opportunity to express themselves on dating relationship research, opening up people's minds and seeing life in a different way by using the power of music to positively change their lives. Tune in on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. on the legendary WUFO Power 96.5.
You went online to switch your car insurance to Progressive so you could save money. But then you saw a friend request from an old summer camp buddy. Now
so yeah, there's my question. When was the last time the Bills lost back-to-back games? All right, and I also want to know, where should the Bills Stadium be? Bang my line, man. I'm gonna bang my line. All right, where should the Bills Stadium be? Orchard Park or Buffalo? All right, those are going to be the fire starter questions when I come back. When we come back on the radio, make sure y'all tuned in. Make sure y'all lock in. And I need some calls. I want some calls. I want to hear some people. I want to hear what people got to say.
The engineers and the innovators are eligible for a vaccine that can help protect their future. And it's specifically formulated just for them. Find vaccines near you at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Sports World, what's up? We are back. I am Andre the Torch Robinson. The fire starter is in the building. You are tuned in to Late Night Sports, Wufo Sports, Power 96.5, Mix 1080. Man, listen, bang my line, 716-837-1112. I got fire starter questions for the day, man. Fire starter question number 1. Make sure you bang my line right now. Where should the Bills Stadium be? Orchard Park or Buffalo, okay? That is a fire starter question of the day right there. Where should the Bills Stadium be? Orchard Park or Buffalo? Last week, we had a great meeting virtually with county and state legislation about where the Bills Stadium should be. A lot of folks, including the mighty Oba, was on there and spoke highly eloquently and very with linguistic skills, told everybody that this stadium should be here in the city of Buffalo. And I am one who agrees. Okay, I am definitely one who agrees that it should be here in the city of Buffalo, servicing the community. You can call me, though, 716-837-1112, and let me know how you feel about that. Okay, Orchard Park or Buffalo, bang my line, all right? Now, as we are talking about sports, we actually can stay right on the NFL section of this broadcast or program. DJ Ready Rob, I got some picks to make. We got some picks to make. All right.
Are the Bills still in the playoffs? Are they still actually make the playoffs? Just say we did win Sunday. Can we still do we still actually have an honest shot, or are we in a position where we might open pay for people to win?
Well, I tell you what, the Bills have to win out. I'm looking at the division point blank because winning the division guarantees you a higher seed when it comes to the NFL playoffs. I need the Bills to go 11-6. I need them to wipe the table. I need them to run the table. Okay, run the table, swipe the table. However you got to do it. I need these next 4 games to be all W's. Okay. There's no 2 LWs, okay? No 3 LWs, okay? None of that. We don't need no R&B singing groups. We need 4 W's straight, back to back to back to back, okay? And it starts with Carolina. So, yes, it is important that they win this Carolina game to still be in the running. Now, do they have to hope that some teams lose? Maybe, depending on the success of other teams like Cincinnati, maybe LA, the Chargers. They got to worry. They got to worry about a few other teams being successful. The Bills' strength of schedule this year was ninth weakest schedule in the entire NFL. So I need the Bills to definitely take that as a blessing for the next 4 games. Don't worry about the other 13 you played. The next 4 games are super pivotal, especially that New England game after this Carolina game. You've got to take care of business. And like we talked about it, I mentioned it to the coach for a reason earlier. Can the Buffalo Bills for 4 quarters play like they did the second half of the game against Tampa Bay? I need to see that for the next 16 quarters. Okay? I need to see that for the next 16 quarters. If the Bills can do that, I'm sure the Bills can run the table. If they don't, though, we'll be talking about the Bills being 10-7 or 9-8, and that would be highly disappointing, especially when you speak of the season that they had last year and the expectations and hopes that I'm sure not only just the Bills organization, but Bills Mafia had for this team. So it would be highly disappointing if they don't. All right. Ready, Rob, we got Thursday night. We got, speaking of teams that the Bills need to watch for, Kansas City and the Chargers, okay? You got Kansas City playing the Chargers in L.A. coming up Thursday night. I'm going to need Kansas City to win this game just because you want the Chargers to take that 6th loss so that the Bills and the Chargers have 6 losses as of next week. You know, if they beat Carolina, you want that to happen. You want the 8-6 record. So you got to take Kansas City, okay? I'm taking Kansas City. We got Las Vegas, the Raiders done fell from grace. I don't know what happened to them after the first 4 weeks of the season. They're going against Cleveland, a team that just won last week against Baltimore. I'm going to take Cleveland in this one. You got another pivotal game for the Buffalo Bills to be watching too. The Patriots and the Colts coming up in Indianapolis. This ain't Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning no more. This is Mac Jones versus Carson Wentz this week. All right. I need the Colts to come out as the victors. I need them to run the football with Jonathan Taylor a lot and expose maybe the New England defense. It's hard to expose New England's defense though when you got a great like Bill Belichick coaching. You know, he's the next man up type of guy, defensive minded coach. So that's going to be an interesting one in Indianapolis, but I'm hoping that the Indianapolis Colts pull off a victory because, again, we want the Buffalo Bills to win the division, right? Now, Arizona and Detroit. Obviously, Arizona took a loss to L.A. I called it. Ready, right? I called it. Did I not call it? I swore I called it. You know, everybody was on the Arizona train. Now, by the way, D-Hop is out for the rest of the season with a knee injury. That's going to be a deal breaker. I think that's a deal breaker to me. When you lose the best wide receiver with those type of hands, with that type of clutch gene that he has, that's a deal breaker for me. They're still going to win this week because they're playing the lowly, hapless Detroit Lions this week. So Arizona will win this week. You got the Miami Dolphins, who have been red hot. 5 straight wins. Tua's looking good right now against the Jets. JETS stands for just in this season. We already know that they've been eliminated from playoff contention for the 11th straight season. I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins to do what they need to do, even though, I better be hoping that the Jets win that game. We got the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. Again, I don't believe nothing the clap does, okay? Nothing Jason Garrett does do I believe. I'm sorry. He has once again shown us that he has been mediocre and is mediocre even as a offensive coordinator. He was subpar mediocre in Dallas for, half of his tenure there, and he's mediocre now as an offensive coordinator for the Giants, in which I'm going to take Dak Prescott and the Cowboys to win this one. You got the Washington no-name football team against the Philadelphia Eagles. But something's interesting about this is because one team will be 500 by the end of this game. They're both 6-7, which is a surprise. A whole lot better for the NFC East from last year, where the NFC least didn't have a 7-win team last year at all. It's quite interesting to see 2 teams right now, 13 games into the season, with these records. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to Philly and Jalen Hurts and them. I'm going to take the Eagles to win this one at home. They better. Don't disappoint. All right, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers, 6-1. Do we believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to make the playoffs? Are they really making a playoff push? Is this Ben's last hurrah? I think it's Ben's last hurrah. So they better get it together and try to, get up some wins, 4 wins, if they want to be in the playoffs and any type of playoff contingent. Because if they don't, I think Pittsburgh's out. Yes, I called it. You heard it first. The Firestarter said it here. The Pittsburgh Steelers, if they do not win all 4 games, will be out of the playoffs. You will not see Big Ben in the playoffs, and he will retire at the end of the season. I'm taking Ramona Dye, love you to death. Shout out to you. Shout out to Sharon Chocolate Girl Mullen, who are both Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Shout out to Selena Taylor. She's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan as well. Listen, you Pittsburgh Steelers fans better get it together and rally this team on to a victory this week. I'm going to take Pittsburgh by 3 over the Titans. All right. Houston and Jacksonville, 2-11, 2-11 teams. This one is a toss-up. If I had a coin, I'd just flip it, heads or tails, with that wherever it lands. DJ Ready Rod. Matter of fact, DJ, hey, heads for Houston, or tails for Jacksonville. Which one? You got it? You got heads for Houston. All right, we're gonna flip the coin right here. You never seen this before, I'm sure. If you have, okay. Oh, it's heads. We're gonna take the Texans. We taking the Texans. It landed on heads. We taking the Texans. The Texans to win this one, probably by a field goal. All right. I see a lot of don't do that's in this game, by the way. Tyrod Taylor and Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. I see a lot of mistakes happening in this game. Houston gets their 3rd win. Now, we got another pivotal game coming up. Cincinnati and Denver. Denver is 7-6. The Denver Broncos, 7-6. So is the Cincinnati Bengals. DJ Ready Rob, who you got in this one? Oh, okay. He going with the Mile High Club. I'm actually going to go with the team that I said that I was confident that they would be better this season and that they were going to make some noise. Even though they've been a little disappointing lately, I expect T. Higgins and Joe Mixon to get it together against this Broncos defense, which is really good, actually. They give up about 18, 19 points a game. These Denver Broncos, I expect the Cincinnati Bengals to make some noise, okay? I'm going to take Cincinnati by 4. You got San Francisco and Atlanta. Atlanta, the Falcons actually are 6-7 this year, a lot better than last year. Matt Ryan playing a little bit better. Corliss Patterson playing a little bit better. You got San Francisco at 7-6. Jimmy Garoppolo in them probably are going to be looking to make a push, even though I don't think they will make the playoffs. I think that them and Seattle will both miss the playoffs. I think the Rams and the Cardinals will be the two teams that come out of the West with those playoff berths. So guess what? San Francisco, you got to make some noise this week. Shout out to Georgia, the state of Georgia. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons fans. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons this week. Surprisingly, another surprising pick for me. I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons this week. All right. Now, you have Russell Wilson going against the red hot, and yes, I said red hot, LA Rams, because if you did not watch the Rams game against Arizona this week, you missed a treat. I'm telling you right now, Aaron Donald will be a top 3 defensive tackle of all time when it's said and done. He will be right there with the Reggie Whites and the Bruce Smiths of the world when it's all said and done. The guy is an extraordinary once-in-a-lifetime talent. And I didn't even talk about Cooper Kupp yet. I haven't talked about OBJ yet. I haven't even got to the offense. I'm going with the Rams. Definitely taking the Rams in this one. 10 wins coming up for the Rams. All right. A team that already has 10 wins, Green Bay against Baltimore. Is Lamar Jackson going to be ready? Because I know he was hurt last week. Is he going to be ready for Green Bay? I don't think so. You guys can give me the Baltimore spiel, how Lamar Jackson's so good. This, that, and the third. But I will tell you what. Green Bay just played against Chicago this week. Chicago actually put up 24 points in a quarter against Green Bay. That ain't happening this week. Green Bay's defense has been really solid. Plus, they got starters back. I see this one. Green Bay by 10 against the Baltimore Ravens. Okay. Another game Buffalo got to watch for. Okay. We got Tampa Bay and New Orleans. I'm taking Tampa Bay. This is simple. You watch Tampa Bay against Buffalo. You watch Tampa Bay all season. They're a lot better than they were last year at this point in time. At this point in time, Tampa Bay was trying to figure out whether Tom Brady or Bruce Arians was the issue with the offense. Not this year. They're 10-3 this year, and they're going to make a run to probably be 14-3 and for the number 1 seed along with Green Bay. It's going to be between those two teams. I take Tampa Bay to do what they do best, which is handle business. Them and the GOAT will handle business against the Saints. Monday night. I don't even know why this is a Monday night football game. We got the Chicago Bears, who we just watched Sunday night get their boots smoked, and the Minnesota Vikings, who are hot and then cold. I should invite Katy Perry maybe to sing the national anthem in Minnesota in the next home game, because that's what their season has been, hot and cold. Mookie Hawkins, the coach, told me they were a playoff team. I ain't buying it. Love them to death, but I ain't buying it, Mook. I'm going to take Minnesota in this game, but they still ain't making the playoffs, okay? And that right there is your fire starter Week 15 NFL picks, okay? Those are your Week 15 NFL picks from the fire starter. Now, getting over into some other news. We got some other news to get into as well. I need to talk about Stephen Curry in the NBA. I need to talk some NBA real quick. Stephen Curry takes over the all-time three-point record. Most threes made by Stephen Curry. Yes, he surpassed Ray Allen. And guess where it was? In Madison Square Garden. Gotta love it. Milestones happening right at Madison Square Garden, where Stephen Curry passed Ray Allen all time. Guess how many games it took him? 789 games. to break the record. That's 511 fewer than it took Ray Allen. It took Ray Allen 1,300. That is wild. Wild. That is almost half. If you took 1,300 and you minus that by 511, that's almost 50% of the games. It took him 60% of the games that he played in his career to pass Ray Allen at 1,300. So how many three-pointers do you think Stephen Curry will have when his career is all said and done? A lot. I think this is one of those records that may never be passed. Never be passed. And I'm going to say that because I see Stephen Curry as one of the best shooters to ever do it. His teammate is phenomenal in Klay Thompson, but I don't even see Klay doing it. I don't see him doing it. I don't see any of these guys that's in the NBA right now shooting three-pointers at a clip like Stephen Curry. I mean, this may take 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. We may not even ever get another Stephen Curry. We're talking about generational players, transcendent players. I mean, Stephen Curry is one of those, and I don't think we'll ever get him. I do not think we will ever get that guy again. You know what? That is a very interesting question. Matter of fact, 716-837-1112. If you feel like Stephen Curry is over Larry Bird, notice I left the other one out. I left the other guy out that you named, Reggie Miller. If you think that Stephen Curry is over Reggie Miller and Larry Bird, please call into the station right now. Call in right now. I need to know how y'all feel about this. I'm going to say yes. He is. Yeah. I'm going to say that Stephen Curry isn't as tough as Larry Bird, and he may not be as tough as Reggie Miller, but as far as shooting is concerned, yeah. As far as being a transcendent player, yes. I actually will go out right now on radio while the sports world is listening and tell y'all that Stephen Curry is the second most transcendent player to ever play in the NBA. The second. You very well could be the first. And the reason why I say he's the second most transcendent player is because, let's be clear, everybody, DJ Ready Rob, wanted to be like Mike. Remember? Everybody wanted to be like Mike. You had people who wanted to cross over the ball like Allen Iverson, right? Even though we all know that Tim Hardaway had to cross over first, but we won't speak on that tonight. We won't speak on that, right? But you knew those guys. Everybody wanted to be like those guys. Now tell me everybody didn't want to be like Stephen Curry. Everybody wants to shoot like Stephen Curry. I mean, from every position, whether you're a shooting guard, point guard, small forward, power forward, or center, everybody wants to shoot like Stephen Curry. And not just in the NBA, but in college and in high school and in AAU, everybody wants to shoot like him. I see you, DJ Ready Rob. Go ahead. What you about to say? Now you just messing with me, right? Now you're just messing with me. Bill Cartwright, are you serious? Are you serious? Bill Cartwright, really? Really? I think Michael Jordan would have rather had Draymond Green as his center than Bill Cartwright, but okay, we'll leave that one. We'll leave that one alone too. Shout out to Bill Cartwright wherever you are. All right. Yeah, man. Stephen Curry is transcendent. All right. If you don't agree with me, you can bang my line, 716-837-1112. We can have this conversation, but I'm telling you now, it's Stephen Curry, number 2.
Speaking of all those things that the great Stephen do, can you give me one NBA player? I'm gonna make it easy. One NBA legend, African American legend that was a legend, but he never ever got a ring. He never got a ring.
Wow. That's interesting because there's a few legends that people may not like. I mean, Reggie Miller will be one of them. Patrick Ewing would be another one.
So there it is. That's what my man Ewing. Yes, Ewing.
Patrick Ewing would be another one. A lot of people don't like Karl Malone, but Karl Malone, the mailman, is top 5 scorer of all time. Absolutely not. No. Never. Yeah. Jordan shut all that down. And to be honest with you, I don't know if Jordan takes off those years that he takes off if Hakeem Olajuwon actually has one. Ooh. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be funny, Houston. We don't have a problem, Houston. I promise you we don't. Olajuwon, to me, is one of the best centers all time. Kareem, Hakeem. No. He even tried to ring chase, go to LA. It didn't work. Didn't happen. Nope. Not Karl Malone. Sorry. The mailman is still waiting for a ring. All right. Now, I will say this. Speaking of NBA, I got some NBA scores for you right now. If you are tuned in to the Wufo Late Night Sports, I am Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starter here. Yes, I am here. I told y'all could bang my line, 716-837-1112. If you want to debate me on anything I've said tonight, or if you got something to say about where the Bills Stadium should be, which was the fire starter question of the day, you can bang that line, 716-837-1112. But here is some NBA scores for y'all. Y'all ready? Minnesota at the end of 3 is beating the Nuggets. Those struggle Nuggets. That's what I call them. The struggle Nuggets. Denver struggle Nuggets. 108-88 right now. The Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves? Really? The Timberwolves up 20 on the Nuggets, okay? And the Nuggets is at home, by the way. The Utah Jazz that you were speaking on. Take note right now. Take note. Ready? Take note on the Jazz. They are down 1 to the LA Clippers, second quarter, 9:05 left in that in the second quarter. Memphis up 9 on the Portland Trailblazers. I swear, Damian Lillard. During the offseason, you gave the notion that you were going to leave Portland, but you stayed in Portland. I'm going to say right here on the station, Damian Lillard, you deserve better. It may be time to move on from the Portland Trailblazers after this season. We'll see. John Morant and them is getting in that tail right now. 36-28, second quarter, 7:19 left in that. Sacramento up 1 on the Washington. I remember when we used to call them the Washington Bullets. I almost was about to say the Bullets, but they're the Wizards. The Washington Wizards down 1 right now to the Sacramento Kings, a team that I think is up and coming, by the way. 8 minutes left in the second quarter on that. Cleveland rocks. Maybe we do got a problem, Houston. What's going on? Y'all got beat 124-89 in Cleveland today. I don't know what's going on with the Rockets organization. Okay. I have no idea. I can't even explain it. The Atlanta Hawks, who made the playoffs last year. Oh, I should have added Dominique Wilkins to that list. Ooh-wee. The Atlanta Hawks, 111-99 over the Orlando Tragic. I meant the Orlando Magic. Miami, 101-96 over the 76ers. Good God almighty. They put the heat on the Sixers, huh? The Lakers beat the Mavericks in overtime. They actually beat the Mavericks in overtime. Austin rookie Reeves splashes the game-winning 3 for the Lakers. Austin Reeves? Who was Austin Reeves? Who is that guy? If you know where Austin Reeves came from, please call 716-837-1112 and let us know. Where did he come from? Out of the wazoo. The Milwaukee Bucks didn't bounce no checks tonight as they beat the Pacers 114-99 at home. We got the New Orleans Pelicans who beat the OKC Thunder, which I can't stand the Thunder. I'm sorry. I'm going to just be honest. I can't stand that organization, what they've done to that organization. Yeah, it's just absolutely abysmal. And matter of fact, I think one of these shows we need to talk about some of the worst franchises in sports history or currently right now. All right. Charlotte 131-115 over the San Antonio Spurs. That is your NBA rundown. DJ Ready Rob, I know you had a question.
Okay, let's see. Now, this give me one of the first African-American men in the NBA that went straight from high school to the NBA.
Would that be nope, that wouldn't be Kareem. Because Kareem is actually one of the most successful of all time, high school, college, NBA. So it's not Kareem. Interesting. And I can't Google it. Wow. Well, I'm gonna let y'all know this. If you know the answer to that question DJ Ready Rob has bestowed on us, please call in 876-1112. 716-837-1112. Yeah, you can look it up. I'm not gonna look it up because I want DJ Ready Rob to tell me. Honestly, I'm a be stumped, or y'all gonna call in and we gonna find out real quick. All right. That was a really good question. That's a really, really good question. Speaking on which, we have about 3-4 minutes left in the show, right? I want to get to some NHL too. Rangers, Arizona 1-1, Anaheim, Kraken 2-0, Anaheim up. Chicago in overtime beat the Washington Capitals, and I got to speak on my Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo Sabres. I want to shout out Rasmus Dahlin. I want to shout him out for the exceptionally great game that he had last night. Shout out to Rasmus Dahlin. 2 goals last night. I know he is one that has been scrutinized a little bit for passive play and some lackluster defense that I've seen. But Rasmus Dahlin last night looked quite well. So I want to shout out Rasmus Dahlin. When you do good, I'm going to put it out there. When you don't, I'm going to put it out there. As the Sabres snapped a 7-game winless streak, Rasmus Dahlin, like I said, 2 goals. Sabres won against those Jets, Winnipeg Jets, 4-2. And again, UPL. Pekka looking good, man. Pekka's looking really good. Last 4 games, he's given up 2 goals each in regulation, which tells me that the Sabres just might have the goaltender that they've needed. Yeah, I know. Hope and a prayer, right? DJ Ready Rob, hope and a prayer. Yes, it's phenomenal. Here's my question to you guys, too, before I go off the air. By the way, you can hit me on Facebook with the answer, too. I'm Andre Robinson on Facebook. The Firestarter is on Facebook. You can hit me up on Facebook with the answer to the question. And the question is, do you think the Buffalo Sabres should put the captaincy on Kyle Okposo? That is my NHL question for you guys. Do you think that Don, shout out to Coach Don Granato, by the way, should he put the capital C on Kyle Okposo? All right. And with that being said, DJ Ready Rob, real quick before we go, I got to shout out Maurice Lundqvist and the UB Bulls football team. They also had some recruits this year that actually had letters of intent. Makai Lynn, yes, from Cincinnati, Ohio, committed today. Jackson Paradis from Titan, New Hampshire, Titron School, Titron School, signed. All right. Cortez Bradham, committed today from South Carolina. Hutchinson Community College, 6'1", 200-pound wide receiver, committed today. All right. There's plenty more. If you want to know more, just continue to watch, listen to Power 96.5, Mix 1080, AM, the Wufo Sports brand. All right. On Mondays, Wednesdays, 10 o'clock, Sundays, 6 p.m. We got all the exclusive news interviews, the whole 9 yards. Got DJ Ready Rob in the building. And shout out to Miss Anita Razor Sharp, too, who does a razor sharp, fine job as well. But DJ Ready Rob, anything you want to say before we go?
Yes, so I'm going to answer that question for you. Some may say, I'm going to say legend. So the NBA is one of the NBA legends that went straight. This is true, so I always looked up to him. Went straight from high school to the NBA. Legendary. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let me give you the team. But no, I'm just going to tell you. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Sean Kemp, man.
Oh, my goodness. Sean Kemp. Wow. Supersonics. Well, you know what, DJ Ready Rob? Before we go off the air, I got a supersonic question for you. Do you think that LeBron James in his prime could check or handle Sean Kemp in his? Let's go. Listen, I want to thank everybody for tuning in on YouTube, Facebook. I want to shout out to all the social media listeners, and I want to shout out to everybody who's on the radio listening to the Power Station. I want y'all to live in power, be positive, and last but not least, I'm taking this from the coach. Wash your hands.
It's up from here. This show is all about elevation. We're going to be elevating you at home.